Well, hello, and welcome to my pantry. So this is actually my little kitchen pantry, and I figured I'd do a quick tour of this, and then we're going to chat about a pantry, a stockpile, and all of those good terminology things that everybody's confused about. So this is the top of my little, it's actually a bookshelf that I have converted into a pantry. And here's a wise woman builds her house, if you can see that under Proverbs in chapter 14. And then there's always enough. And these are two things that I had a friend of mine make that Andrea Mills, if you ever watched her channel, would quote all the time. Above that I have, isn't this the coolest wreath? It's got all these vintage things on it. I love it. I absolutely love it. There was a Country Sampler magazine, I don't even know if it's still out, and I went to their store. I think it might have been in Vermont, and picked that up there. We have a candy jar for when my son's friends come over. If everybody behaves, they all get to pick a treat. I just have some oil lamps on top. Of course, I have to have a pumpkin. Yes, I love the holidays. Yes, I still have a Christmas mug up. Yes, I know, I love it. And yep, more pumpkins. Just don't tell anybody it's in the month of July. Then I have this cool groceries and dry goods sign. I saw one above Andrea Mills' pantry, and I had to get one similar, so I got this on Amazon. On the side of the bookshelf, my dad made this wood paper towel holder, and we've just added that to the side. And then here is a curtain, so you can, let's see if I can give you a full view here. You can see that. You can see some, yep, that's my garbage can. Oh, faithful. Yes, you can see some of the things, but you don't have to see all the things. So I will open this up and we're going to chat. So let's chat. There's a lot of terminology that is being thrown around because of the pandemic, and people are getting very creative with all that they talk about. You have preppers, you have a very large variety of what kind of preppers they are. You have hoarders, obviously you know what that is. We have the words pantry, the word stockpile, the word working pantry, the word kitchen pantry. The list goes on and on and on and on. So what does all this mean? I don't know. I'll tell you, I don't know. You know, we all know Grandma had a pantry. During the Great Depression, Grandma had a pantry because she couldn't get things. The stores weren't close, whatever. Yes, we should have some type of a pantry. So here is basic pantry 101 as per Lynn Wilson. You heard it right here. This is what I have. I have a kitchen pantry, I call it. This is what I go to weekly, look to see what I have. I open my curtain, and what do I have in here? I have some cereal, bran cereal. I'm actually making bran muffins. I've got a jar of gravy. I've got some other gravies. I have some marinara sauces. I have some ranch dressings and Italian dressings for either recipes and or salad. We've got some beans and some veggies and some tuna, soup packages, cans of noodles, rice things. These are actually for my son. This is his little thing down here. This is a dish drain we're not using anymore, and I had seen this on Coupons to Provide, and I think she changed her name to the Bates House, and she stores her canned goods in that, so I stole her idea. We have different seasoning packets, crackers, I don't know, applesauce fillings, and rices and pastas, things like that. These are like onion soup and ranch dip. This is all things that would enhance a recipe. So if I needed to make something, I made chicken noodle soup last night from my chicken leftover from when I did my chicken, 6 chicken thighs, and made 6 chicken meals out of it. And I'll link that below. That was a hit of a video. But I needed a little oomph in my soup, so I added a can of cream of chicken soup, as well as I think I might have used it up, but I did add some. I don't like instant potatoes. We have been given instant potatoes over the last little while. People donate gifts to us of food, So I use this to thicken up my soup. So I added that. But these are the things I would look in here, excuse me, and look and say, what do I have? What can I use to make a meal? And I would go in my freezers and my refrigerator and look and see what all that I have and create a menu for the week and some meals. So here's what I have. This is my kitchen pantry. So as this starts to get low and I realize I don't have any dips or ranch or Italian seasoning for salads, I go to my working pantry and I work out of that. We call it the Wilson Market. So this is a larger pantry, and I'm going to show you in a moment. We're going to take a tour. It's not huge. It's a closet that I've converted into a pantry. But I go in there, and that's kind of like my mini grocery store. And we go in there and we go shopping. What do we need for the week? If it's not in here, I can go in there and I can pull from that and grab some items to put in here. Now this is what I work out of all week long. My other one, we call it the Wilson Market, is the one I store things in there. So I try and shop once a month. I might buy 4 bags of egg noodles, let's say, and store them in there. That doesn't mean I'm going to use all 4 or 5 bags this week. I probably use 1 per week, 1 every other week, whatever. But I have items in there. That allows me not to have to go to the store on a regular basis. You will see my pantry. To some of you, it's a tiny little pantry. To some of you, it's a large pantry, depending on where you're coming from with this. But I didn't start out with that. You start by getting things on sale and so on. And I'll tell you, I will be doing a couple of up-and-coming videos on how to get started. What do I need? And so on. I've had a few people ask, can we see your pantry? And I've had a few people ask, how do you get started on a budget? So we are going to go over all of that. But all those words, who does what, where, and how, you can watch videos on this. You really have to decide for you, your budget, and your family, and your needs, what you want. This is easy for me. I can come in here, I can grab some gravy, I can dump it over a pot roast, throw it in the crock pot, and off it goes. I'm good to go. I can grab an Italian dressing, and I could dump that over some chicken, throw that in the Instant Pot, and there we go. We're good to go with a great meal. Add a can of beans, add some canned vegetables, whatever I might need from here. Go in the refrigerator, grab some fresh veggies and make a nice salad, grab some vegetables from the freezer, cook those up to add, and so on. So I have my kitchen pantry. Now I'm going to take you on a tour of my market where I go grocery shopping. And what I do, I look at that and then I say, oh, wait a minute, I've just taken the last box of garbage bags to put into my kitchen, add garbage bags to my grocery list. A stockpile, what's a stockpile? A stockpile to me, and everybody's different, everybody's perspective is different. A stockpile are the things above and beyond what you store in your kitchen pantry or your market pantry or your working pantry, whatever you want to call it, of things that down the road in the future, there's an emergency, I might need things, financially you lose your job. I'm right now cut back on hours, so I don't have as much money coming in, and we live paycheck to paycheck. So if I have a stockpile of things, that means I don't have to grocery shop as much. We are in New Jersey. Hurricane season is coming upon us starting in August. So if we get a bad season or something, I don't have to worry about going to the store. So that's kind of the differences to me of pantry, stockpile. I am not a prepper. I think they call a preparer. I don't even know if I'm saying that right. I like to be prepared. I was a Girl Scout. I must confess. I went to Brownies and Girl Scouts. And yes, we always should be prepared. What does that mean? Does that mean keeping a few extra jars of peanut butter? Absolutely. Couple cans of soup, couple cans of green beans. If you had to live on a can of green beans for lunch, you could do that. It would sustain you. We're not talking gourmet meals. We're talking things to get us through a period of time until we can get to the store or wherever the case might be. So, kitchen pantry, I work out of on a daily basis, the stuff I need for the week. I then go through this like at the end of the month and I'll look and say, you know what, I've had this in here for a month, I need to use it up. I don't think I'm ever going to use this. If it has a good expiration date on it, I might donate it to a friend or to a food pantry. You know, you get things and why did I ever buy that? Pass it on. Don't keep it. If you know you're not going to eat it, don't keep it. That's a waste. So this is my kitchen pantry. I'm going to take you on a tour of my Wilson Market, which would be more of my long-term pantry that I shop out of every month. And then at the end of the month, I would replace what I need. And there are some stockpile, if you want to call it, items in there. And then I'll tell you, don't forget to subscribe, because I'm going to be doing how to do a stockpile and how to do a working pantry and how to set all this up. And we're going to do it on a budget. And I'm going to base it on things like from the dollar store. That's baseline budget. And then you can take my idea and replace it with whatever store that fits your budget. Maybe you want something a little bit more fancier, a little bit more pricier, a better quality. That's fine, but at least you get the basic idea of how to put it all together. So I'm hoping that this will help some of you get started on doing a pantry. So let me take you on the tour of my pantry and show you some of the tips and tricks of what I do, and I hope it helps. So hey everyone, I wanted to give you an update on my pantry. I've just had to reorganize it because I have been doing canning over the last few months and needed to make room. So I will be doing a complete how to set up a pantry series, how to do a stockpile, how to do emergency foods. I've had a few people request that. I am in no way a professional. I am just a housewife, full-time working career woman, kids at home, husband at home, and need to figure out what I'm doing in terms of food. So let me show you what I have. Maybe it will help some of you. So up here I have my spaghetti, and it's just the way it fits best for me. There's no really rhyme or reason. Over here I have canned goods. I got that great shelf at Aldi's. The red bucket has extra K-cups. Next to that is extra flavored teas, and that's my husband's specialty coffee. Come down here, we have, yes, 2 packages of toilet paper as an emergency stockpile for the future, just in case. And that is not a silly thing to have. I have one thing, where's my finger pointing here? One thing of paper towels as an emergency. And as you can see all these storage Ziplocs? There's 2 behind these 2 boxes. There's some behind here. This is what happens when you don't have an organized pantry and you keep ordering foods that you do not need. Okay, down here we have some breakfast bars, fruit bars, Kind bars. In the very back you can see containers of miscellaneous like peanut butter crackers and stuff like that. These are extra Ritz crackers and different other type of pita chips and crackers. Down here is some dry milk, and back there is some Splenda. We have a box of hot chocolate, some high C type things. These were a good find. They were 2 for $1. I had these zero sugar Kool-Aid. I had these on my haul from my Pennsylvania trip. Then I have 3 packages of this sugar. I must tell you, we love this natural raw sugar. Okay, so this is how many? This is 3 pounds for $5. All right, went to the Dollar Tree, picked up 2 pounds for $1. So for about $1.50 I can fill one of these containers from the Dollar Tree sugar, same exact stuff, instead of paying $5 from Walmart. So just a little tip there. These are some rice cakes. Great idea in terms of an emergency bread. If you cannot get flour or yeast or make bread, you have rice cakes. That's a good alternative to bread. Down below there is our emergency stockpile of ramen. Coffee mate for me. Then we have some miscellaneous garbage bags, tin foil, things like that. These are individual peanut butter on the go. We use those a lot for traveling. My husband uses those a lot because of his seizures. He has to have a quick protein, so I keep those on hand. We have some grits and some oatmeal, egg noodles. I can tell that I need to add 1 to my shopping list because I usually have 4. Miscellaneous noodles. Yes, baby food. I do not have a baby, but this is a great flavoring to dog food. It's healthy. Chicken and rice. It's 50 cents a package, a whole lot cheaper than buying wet dog food, and I also use it to make homemade dog biscuits. We have, yes, a tower of macaroni and cheese. So, apple sauces. These are from the Dollar Tree. They're just different kinds of fruits. Orange cups, 3 for $1. Not the best deal, but I like to keep this shelf stocked. We are out. Okay, canned goods that I've done. Onions, tomato sauce, chopped meat, spicy and meat sauce, spicy sausage and meat sauce. Chicken down there. Let me show you here. I've got chicken, stew, corned beef in the back there. Oh, it's kind of dark, but I have meatloaf and sausages. I've got cans of peas and carrots, cans of potatoes and carrots with onion soup mix. I have soup, and then up here we have condiments, mayonnaise, baked beans, barbecue sauce, sauerkraut, ketchup. I'll try and get you back there. It's a very tiny little closet. Then in this drawer, this is a double set of drawers. I don't know if you can see that. This one here, I have miscellaneous spices. Up there, that is some of the mayonnaise I got on my Pennsylvania grocery outlet store. Salt. Okay, down here we got more. Oh, I need to move that salt up top. So let's just do that right now. Put that up there. So we've got olives and pickles, poultry seasoning. Let me move that over here. That was also from my $2.19. That's a pretty good deal, right? For 10.5 ounces. That's a good size jar. That was from also my Pennsylvania grocery outlet. Back here, tons of cans of different kinds of tomatoes. That's always good to have. This is my son's little stash. His honey mustard and ranch. Okay, come back down here so you can see a full view. All right, there and there. So we've got napkins, paper plates we very rarely use. I use cloth napkins. I like those. I can rewash them. I have vinegar there. Then we have, let's see, the first stack here is, let's see, that's peanut butter here. This is soup. Oh, and these are cans of beans. And then in the corner here, I have a big peanut butter, a couple of jellies, and in the very, very back, I have shelf-stable milk. It's good until March 2021. I don't normally use that, but it is part of my stockpile stash. Then you can see in here, I have tons of pumpkin. We are always for some reason given pumpkin. I have large containers of ragu, etc. 1 jar of homemade cranberry chutney left from last year's canning. Coconut milk and pineapple is behind that, and a couple other cans of fruit. All right, so this closet is probably from wall to wall, I'm guessing maybe 3 feet. So it is extremely narrow, but hey, you use what you have. It's the only closet I have in my house. Other than the bedrooms having a closet, I do not have hall closets. We rent a house. It's a 100-year-old house, and this is the only closet there is. So that, you can see, was once a coat closet, and that's why that shelf and whatnot is there. Then on the back of the door, I have up here soup singles, which are great for me for work, for a cup of soup. Also, listen, stockpile. Emergency situations happen. You cannot get out. You can't find food that you like. Good, quick, instant soup is great. I have packages of soup here, potato and cheddar broccoli. They are backup soups for me. We have Alfredo sauces and some rice mixes and another soup here that I got in Amish country. And then I keep my packages of cookies and homemade cookie mix, semi-homemade, but and then this one, I left it purposely. You can see I have this tagged. I have to do things very simple. So at a quick glance, I can see this was June 2020. This is now July, so I need to use this brownie mix up. So that flags it for me to pull that out and to put that in my kitchen pantry so I can use that up. So that's what I have for now. I hope you enjoyed that, and it was just a quick tour, and let me just show you one other container that I use. Okay, this is a red igloo freezer cooler type thing. I like to keep confectionate sugar, brown sugar in here. I have some boxes of cereal. We were given tons of flour. I have this flour, brown sugar, and what do we have under here? Regular sugar and another thing of flour. We were given this during the pandemic. People were very gracious and gave us food. I do not want mice getting to this. In the meantime, it is here. What I will be doing as time permits is freezing the flour and then putting them in vacuum sealed jars. I will never go through this much flour for the family that I have. I know large families would, but I would not. So for now, that is stored in there. Okay, here is one other igloo container I keep inside the pantry, and I have tons and tons and tons of dried beans and lentils and white rice, and some of this I'll be using to can beans. Some of this I will be using to make baked beans canned. And I'd like to try and do the lentils and rice in vacuum sealed jars. Again, have not had the time to do this. These were wonderful gifts that we were blessed with. During the pandemic, we had lots of food given to us, and I don't like to turn away food. Unless someone else can use it, I will pass it along. But if it's given to me, I trust that the Lord has a reason to stock my pantry up. So I keep them in these red coolers. They're durable. Mice cannot get into them. They serve a purpose, and it's what I had on hand versus going out and buying more containers.